245. Hello, hashtag First TV family, and welcome. It's week 245. I'm Aaron Mack here with the bed bugs. Let me stop. I'm Aaron Mack, and yeah, today the first question is, let's jump right into it, right? Shall we not? We shall. And here we go with the here we go loop de loo. Here we go loop de la. What's your how oh my gosh. What's your most used emoji? I don't I think now I would say it's the gay couple emoji. Two hearts and the gay couple and anyway. It's what it is. I'm sorry. Like I also use the emoji group of a thumbs up with the smiley face, and then remember that song has LOL smiley face, LOL smile. Wow, my 20s. Goodness, right? Oh my gosh. Uh, Time flies. LOL smiley face. But yeah. So that with a teacup. And I often do that, but I think now as far as giving an honest answer to the most used, it would be the other. Anyway, now also my special song selection this week, my new song, which is relatively very new. It's 2020's own Salty Soul from their amazing album, Midnight Train. The song is entitled Disco Matanga. Disco Matanga. Matanga. Yaba Kana. And it's interesting because I asked Alex to play it the other day, and Alex was like, and a Alex with an A at the end. Alex was like, Disco Matanga, but Disco Matanga, Yabiakana by Salty Soul. And I'm like, okay, Yabiakana. All right, gotcha. And here's the thing, as far as that one, I love the song. The group sings their butts off. They started off as an a cappella trio, and then they got a guitar player, and now they are a quartet super group out of Kenya and formed in Nairobi. And that's where anyway, but yes. So, one thing that's interesting about foreign music, international music, because there are a number of I can enjoy a song in another language even without understanding everything within the language. And the same is true for like me and Spanish music and Indian music from Bollywood. And a friend of mine years ago introduced me to a German group, Seed, and I enjoyed their stuff as well. So it's fine how here we are running down the path of making popular music very difficult to understand. And I'm sorry, this thing is, it's going to be the end of you. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, okay. Well, all right. But yeah, as far as us going down this rabbit hole of making music harder and harder to understand what the artist is saying. It's like when I was first introduced to the magic of the internet to international music on a regular level, I was like, wait a minute, I can enjoy this because I totally dig the beat. I totally dig the vocals, and I might not be able to interpret the lyrics very well, but it doesn't matter because I don't interpret the lyrics very well all the time with popular music over here. So it's fine. I've just opened myself up to an entire world of music, and it is what it is. You know, we're making mumble rap an entire genre. And I spoke with a Gen Z dude who told me that's what it is. He's like, he said it's a genre, mumble rap and love rap and not trap music because that's older, like my generation, but drill rap. So those are like the three main types of rap, basically. And as far as mumble rap, it's like, well, I might as well listen to somebody mumble in another language. And with me learning Kiswahili, ninafahamu Kiswahili muy muy kidogo. Oh my gosh, that was Spanish. And see, that's something else about learning multiple languages. But kidogo sana, um, little, very, very little, right? As far as when I'm listening to a song or someone speak, if I pick out a word or two and I'm like, I know that word, it just makes you feel so special. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. It makes you feel so good. And I feel good all over. I love Stephanie Wells. Yes. But Disco Matanga by Salty Soul, I love them as a group. They're amazing and the exceptionally talented with the vocals. I must shout out, I believe his name is Bien, Bien or Bein. He sings his butt off. Oh my gosh, his voice is so strong. So strong. Let me stop. But they also have an actual baritone in the group, which is unsimilar to a lot of popular music today here because there are three parts in a group, and that is what super soprano, first soprano. There's a word for it. I forgot. First soprano, just under first soprano, second soprano. But technically it's called mezzo soprano, but like just a little bit higher than that, and then countertenor. That's it. That's all we've got in music. And for as far as the baritone basses, it's like, yeah, just try to get used to sing it up here. You know, it's whatever. But yeah, I remember. I remember the way I felt on that day when you told me you really love me. Melissa Morgan. Melissa Morgan. No, that's not Melissa Morgan. Oh my gosh. She also sings a song, Can We Dance? Come on and dance with me. And I did not like that song, but Deborah Morgan. Yes, I was able to shout her out. Love, love. And I love Melissa Morgan too. That's just not who the song is. Anyway, all right. Are you all ready to get the show on the road as I am? Everything is going to be all right. Hallelujah. Yes. All right. So, comments, are we ready to get the show on the road? Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very much thank you. Like, share, subscribe, share again, and please don't forget to click like. It helps the algorithm. Yes. Thank you. Hashtag my everything at Stone Bay NYC. Hashtag VerseTV 245A.
Took me a while to learn that, there's no way we could be everything to each other. We have different interests, different goals. There was this stage in my marriage where I thought that's what a partner was supposed to be. You should call me all the time. We should talk all the time. We should be each other's best friends all the time. Our marriage got better when I got better about that, because I think he already had that independence, this notion of, I love you. Even if I don't talk to you today. As I got older, right, I got more mature, more clear about my own goals, I realized that he can't be responsible for my happiness. I have to be responsible for that. I have to define it for myself. I have to learn how to achieve it. My husband is definitely a part of that, but he is not I cannot put him in the center of my happiness. That freed me up to let him be him and let me be me. It took me a while to learn that.
She is marvelous. They are marvelous. And it took me a long time to learn that too. How in love, it's not always supposed to be like 100%. Everything is just perfect and peachy all the time, just like in the movie that's 100% like that. We're conditioned to think that, but it's not 100% like that. And sorry, they are excited for me. They're like, Aaron's here. Hey, let's go and feast on him. Anyway. So, as far as that's concerned, it's interesting in writing my answer to this. And I was like, yeah, I did used to think that things have to be 100% perfect all the time. And when she was like, former First Lady Michelle Obama, explaining that former President Barack Obama explained, like, I love you. We might not do this thing all the time, but I love you. Period. Anyway, that's a gospel song. But yes, you are that one. And I know I have a song for that, but it's not coming to mind. So whatever right now. But it had me think about when I was younger. My mom and I, whom I love very much, of course, you hear me talk about her all the time. I used to get into some very intense debate arguments with my mom. And I remember one time she asked me, she's like, Aaron, why do you argue with me so much? Why? And it actually caught me off guard because I was like, why do I? Because I love my mom very much. And it's like, why do I argue so much and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I argue with my mom because I care about her opinion. I don't argue when I have intense disagreements with other people because I don't really care about their opinion. But I love my mom. I care about her opinion. So that's why I'll want her to see things my way, you know? but even that was immature. But I connected to what she was saying in that love can still be there, even when things are not marvelous, beautiful, bushy, bright, perfect. And I, as far as spending time together all the time, I remember a YouTube video that I did on my personal channel years ago on back when I lived in DC. I did it in Rock Creek Park. And FYI, Rock Creek Park is huge and it runs through almost the entire city. So saying I did it in Rock Creek Park, it's like that's a huge park. But I did it in Rock Creek Park, and I remember one of the parts of the video because I was learning, I was growing, I'm learning, I'm growing still, and I was sarcastically referencing my great need for needing to always be around my partner. I'm like, if we're dating, we're supposed to always be together. Things are always supposed to be perfect, you know? And that's how I was. And I remember I was, I played both roles. It was phenomenal camera work anyway, but I played both roles. And actually, no, I was just talking to a blank space, but I was facing that way like I was talking to somebody. Anyway, I I remember one of the lines I sarcastically said. Well, I didn't sarcastically say it. I said it sincerely, but it was meant to be sarcastic. Talking to my partner, and I was like, "Oh, okay. So you're off tomorrow? Oh, guess what? I'm off tomorrow too. So you know what that means? We get to spend a whole day together. Yay!" And then it was like, "What? What do you mean we can't spend every free moment together?" And I get it. That was unnecessary as well, but I I think it was also so tied to insecurity on my part, which is, it's wow, it's a totally different topic. But yeah, it used to be tied to me not trusting somebody's love and feeling like if you don't always want to be around me, it's because you don't really want me. And it's good that things work different. I'm just, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's a song by CC Winans. I love it. Anyway, but yes, it's gonna get better. Can't. So, as far as the comments on this video, Eve_Vuk said, if you are so independent and happy, why do you need a partner then? And somebody responded to her, trying to put the former first lady in her place. Somebody responded to that woman, to Eve, and they responded with, it's out of choice, not out of necessity. And I think that's so interesting. I remember when I first heard someone talk about the out of choice, not necessity. Would you rather somebody want you or somebody needs you? And it's like, yeah. And they said, I'd rather somebody want me because, yes, in spite of whatever anything else is, in spite of whatever I may or may not provide in terms of gifting you things, I want you to want me as a person. want me. So yes, I want you to want me. It's a want, not a need. Just like I want to want you. Yes, I do. Very much. Anyway, but yes, okay. And are we ready for the next topic? I think so. Hashtag Verse TV family in the comments. Okay. Comments? Yes. Like, share, subscribe, and share again. And click like. Don't forget to click like. Thank you very much.
Hashtag Dating Sunday at Therapy Jeff. Hashtag Verse TV 245B.
Happy Dating Sunday, everyone, named for the first Sunday of the new year and traditionally the busiest day for dating apps. In honor of this holy day, I want to extend a big fuck you to Hinge. Let's be honest, dating apps in general are chaotic evil. They're owned by some truly sus corporations and designed by a bunch of engineers incentivized to keep you from ever deleting them. Even while their deceitful marketing, specifically Hinge's campaign, designed to be deleted, hype the opposite. Every single app has been optimized with the singular goal of making investors as much money as possible off your romantic heart and horny genitals. Most of the main dating apps are owned by the same parent company, Match Group. Wow, clever name. They started Match.com, obviously, and then systematically gobbled up the competition until they dominated the space. They own Hinge, Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, Our Time, and more than 45 other dating companies. What the fuck? The fat cats in big dating do not care if you find love. In fact, it's better for their bottom line if you don't. But we all know this, right? All dating apps are garbage created by tech bros. But the thing I can't stand about Hinge specifically is how they lock away all your best matches behind a paywall that's being called Rose Jail. Let me explain. So Hinge's fancy algorithm flaunts the most compatible matches right in front of you, but you can't reach out and say hello. No, you've got to use your precious weekly rose, or even better, open your wallet and buy more. Let's talk about these roses, shall we? A single free rose a week. That's Hinge's idea of generosity. It's like we're getting breadcrumbed by a dating app. Utterly absurd. They're artificially limiting something that should be unlimited in the first place, the ability to simply express interest in someone who might be a great date. Craving more chances at love? Well, you've got to pay for those additional roses. Moreover, and perhaps even more infuriating, if Hinge labels you as a hot catch, your profile gets locked away in Rose Jail, which means for a lot of folks, the only way they can message you is by purchasing one of those precious roses that nobody wants to waste. I get it. All dating apps are out to make a profit, but there's something particularly grating about the way Hinge does it. And sure, I don't have to use the apps and I could just approach someone at a bar or a bookstore or my local rock climbing gym. But what is this, 2007? That is not happening. So tell me, which dating app do you think is the least exploitative? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I believe we can all do so much better than Hinge. Happy Dating Sunday.
I will give a shout out to Jacked because I think Jacked is doing the right thing. Now, in reference to all of that, which he just said, stuff like this and stuff like the restaurants getting their own profiles to not catfish, but to stand somebody up for a date at their restaurant in the hopes that they'll spend money at their restaurant, which is trash. Trash like that, I feel it runs the risk of making people eventually give up on online dating. And not only that, but eventually a fear potentially give up on romantic love altogether, because we'll get so accustomed to online dating being the way. And then as online dating gets greedier and greedier, it's like more opportunity to make money, strike while the iron's hot, always, and takes advantage of more and more people people can eventually just get jaded and be like, dating. I think that's something like my mom used to do or something my mom and dad did, but I don't need it. I'm good. Thanks. I don't need to procreate or anything like that. And I don't think that is so far from impossible because I don't think people should think like, oh, that's impossible. That's never going to happen. Because a number of generations ago, wasn't the average birthing age 13 for people to start their families? Yeah. So generations can adjust over time. And that might be how things adjust with us. We just get so greedy. So, not we just get so greedy, but the companies get so greedy, Blockbuster Video, that they make themselves implode and everybody just gives up on love. And it's like, I don't need it. I've got this degree to get or these degrees. So I'm good. Thanks. Some people might think that way. I think some. And maybe it'll be a precious few who are procreators, but there might be people who think to the contrary because yeah. And I did say it's bittersweet to see the companies crumble. It's sweet because it's like you are users and abusers and taking advantage of people. So darn right out with last month's socks. I don't know. However long people keep socks. I'm sorry, but yes, it's like it's bitter though because at the end of the day, there are people who depend on the job, those jobs, Blockbuster Video, for their livelihood. So, yeah, seeing them crumble, it's like, that's what you deserve. But then when you think about the actual people who are now in a place where they have to struggle because their job went away, that's bitter. And dare I say that bitterness outshines the sweetness of seeing them crumble because I care about people. Okay. Hey, he asked me, what am I doing? Oh, okay. Yep. He doesn't watch the show. So anyway, it's like, so what you up to? But anyway, I almost cussed. I didn't need to, but yeah, maybe. Yes. Wow, I only put that word once and I just thought I would get it, but I got it. Maybe capitalism is not the best solution for everything. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but it's like, I get it because at the end of the day, these companies that are taking advantage of people are doing nothing more than playing by the rules of capitalism and winning the game of capitalism. So it's like, well, you can't be mad at them for that. And it's kind of like how record companies will like burn out brand new young pop stars, like put them on the road and make them do a billion things, trying to strike while the iron is hot and get all that they can get out of them because they know it's a limited time. And it's like, that's what Hinge and others are doing because it's like they know taking advantage of people can only last for so long. It's maybe they have a generation or two, and then that's it. Either the app that's meant to be deleted. You know, Facebook dating actually still sends me messages and tries to entice me to come back to Facebook dating, even though, as I've said time and time again, I'm off the market. So I just ignore it, which goes back to my thing about people who are like, I've got to block somebody. Well, you don't have to block somebody, just ignore it. Shoot. Okay. Well, I don't know if I can trust myself to just ignore it. That's what the issue is. Anyway, but yeah. So I remember at my church, they showed a video back when I actually lived in Maryland. And it was a part of a Bible study, right? And I don't remember exactly how the video connected to Bible study, but one thing that stuck out to me very much was this guy who was talking about how he interviewed casually or professionally millionaires and billionaires, and how he at one of the questions that he was able to ask was, all right, so you already have more money than most of the country and entire country actually put together. Why do you need more money? And he explained that their answer would be because it's like a game. When you get on this level, you want to be number one. You don't want to the number one and not the two. Okay. I'm the one, not the two. You know, you want to be the one. So like on Fortune 500 or whatever, you want to be 500 wealthiest people in the world. You want to be the one, not the two. And it's not because you don't have enough money to make sure that you and your family for generations to come will live comfortably. But it's that you need to beat the guy next door, not literally, figuratively. You need to be higher than him or her. You have to have higher numbers, and that's what it's about, getting the highest number. And it's like, I get that, it's not. Dare I say that those of us down here are like collateral damage, but you can't be mad at those at the top who are playing the game in a way that has them on a winning side more so than, I don't know. It's complicated, but let's go ahead and get into. Yeah, I get it. Mm-hmm. It's all about more money, and it seems that the responses, comments from Vicky T said, how do you consistently make the best content on the internet? This is so on point. Totally fucked up. They asterisked themselves out, but I'm suffice to say, totally expletived up. I think we really need to go back to the time when dating apps were uncool, and we'd cringe when someone said, we met online and we started connecting with one another IRL, in real life. And Therapy Jeff himself responded and said, LOL. No, it's not LOL. Therapy Jeff responded and said, yes, all caps. And to that, I say, as an older millennial, I remember I was at the forefront of the beginning of the online dating being the next big craze. Like I got my start. I was in a sophomore year in college, and I would use Yahoo Instant Messenger. Yahoo is just so near and dear to my heart for so many reasons. And I love having an at yahoo.com email address. That's one of them that I have. And I'm back to using that one more. And I remember, this guy broke my heart, y'all. But I remember this dude that I liked, and it was just an excuse because he probably didn't want old pimply face me. I was, I guess, able to take pictures where the pimples didn't show and I looked nice or whatever. But in person, he was like, no, thanks. Wow, I have a million stories because I remember one dude I dated who was into me. And yeah, in college. And he had worse acne than me. And I remember it was such a turn off. But I felt he was a cutie. He was a cutie, y'all. I'm sorry, but he had horrible acne. So that must be how people responded to me. You know, like, he's a cutie, but he has horrible acne. Maybe. I don't know. But the dude, he was like, his way to get away from me was I was throwing myself desperately at him because I throw myself desperately at dudes. And he was like, well, honestly, I don't see the man for me being somebody I found on the internet. I mean, who does that? Ew. So yes, that was there was a time of that. And that was understandable. And people would be like, yeah, who finds somebody online? I don't do that. And that was probably just his way to get away from me. But still, that's how people used to be. And maybe there is genuine value. Not maybe. Again, when it comes to same gender loving people, it's complicated because I know one of the things that I loved about online dating when I entered the online dating world at 19 was the fact that you could have your entire circle of people who you hit up be only people you know are gay at that time. Nowadays, I do think there is concern because anyway, be careful, be safe, let people know where you go. Don't be like I was in college and go to meet some dude I didn't even know, just got in his car. He came to my dorm and we met and he was like, yeah, let's go to my place. Well, he didn't say let's go because we met online and he was like, yeah. And I met him, got in his car, and I was falling asleep in the passenger side of his car as we were driving to his home. And I remember he tapped me on my leg like, no, you can't go to sleep. You still have work to do. And I felt cheap, so cheap when he said that. I was like, wow, what am I doing? What am I doing that I'd let myself get into this car with this man who taps me hard and says, get up, you still have work to do. Like I'm a prostitute. And no shade to prostitutes. It, wow, I have so much to say, but anyway, as far as the comment, yeah, I do. I think in a perfect world, it would be fine for both to be available, both online dating that is not online dating, like trying to get money, that and just meeting people in real life, IRL. Anyway, all right, hashtag Verse TV family, are we ready for next comments? Thank you. Yes, comments. Thank you.
Hashtag fashion sense at advanced style. Hashtag Verse TV 245C.
Oh my God, what would people think if I wore this? Because that's usually what people will do. You know, they're like, oh my God, I want to wear that, but what will people think? Put that outfit on, because that outfit is the one that you should wear. Because if you're thinking about it, just do it.
No rules. Absolutely no rules. Are you kidding?
You have to look at a garment and see how it talks to you, and not to be afraid to dare to be this or dare to be that.
Doesn't matter if people think you're odd. Doesn't matter if it takes a little bit longer to find clothes that make you happy. It's worth it.
You wake up every day, why not put on clothes and go out and look as fabulous as you please if you're not doing anything but walking down the street? Because tomorrow's certainly not promised to you. So if today is my last day, I'm going to look cute as can be. Fabulous.
You must dress for you and not for style, not for what Vogue magazine says.
Just take a risk. Just put it on. You know, it's never going to be that bad. You can take it off and then put it on again.
100% yes, live your truth. Asterisk. So I say, and this is what the asterisk is. And maybe this is the little piece of conservative gay in me. I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but I do feel that there are absolutely times in your life that you should just wear whatever the flip you want. I know I do. Anyway, but there are also times that it's just not appropriate. And I also just on the fly thought about this time that my family came to pick me up, and we were going to go to a restaurant to eat. And I was like, yeah, hey, let's go eat. And they saw what I was wearing, just my normal casual weekend go out clothing. And they were like, where do you think we're going to eat? And I was like, I don't know, Panera Bread or something. And they were like, no, you cannot wear that. No, we're not going to go to this restaurant like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that's a long story, but there are times that it's appropriate to wear whatever feels good to you. And I try to have my life in such a way that the majority of my things I can wear just whatever I want. But like I explained on a show a couple of weeks ago, there are times that you have to wear, like talking about how guys have to wear the tux to formal events. Yeah, there are times you have to do that. There are times that I have to pull the suit out of the closet and wear it. And oh well, you know. And when it comes to like, for example, this is an extreme example, but going to the funeral for a friend's family member or something, you wouldn't want to hurt somebody in the family even more by just showing up in something that makes it seem like you just didn't care, you know? So there's a time and a place for everything. And I also remember, and I'll also say sometimes you don't know who is looking at you. And I'll talk about years ago in my 20s in a different professional position. The job, when I was in another department, the job, the require, like we were allowed to wear like jeans and t-shirts and stuff, and a lot of people wear jeans and t-shirts to work. But I would be like, no, I'm going to work. So I don't think that I love the business being casual, but I still feel that I should do my best, especially since I could at that time. I was able to button and unbutton shirts easily. And I would always wear the button-up shirt, I think with a tie and slacks. And I remember one day I didn't, and I sort of just dressed like everybody else. And one of my managers, the higher ups, he was like, Aaron, I see you're not in your uniform today. Because I would always, that was his way of commenting on how he noticed that I would always wear the professional business shirt and all of that stuff. So all of that to say, there are people in power who pay attention. Should it matter? I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say I don't know. It depends on what you want from the world. And I also speak to the fact that, yes, as the young Black man who currently uses a walker, I have to be like particularly cognizant of my appearance in things, because I think about this one time on a plane ride. Frontier has, since Frontier is an interesting airline, I'll say that. And I look forward to using it more. Anyway, but the guy in the plane next to me, who's some foreign doctor or whatever, he saw me like struggling with the walker. Well, not struggling with the walker, but I think I had to climb back to the seat because they put my walker under the plane. And I just sat down. I was listening to my music and stuff, and he taps me and he's like, hey. So, and he did this. He was an a-hole just trying to get to me. But he was like, hey, so you're having those struggles because you got shot in the spine, huh? While you were out with your friends, like what, robbing a bank? or robbing a liquor store. You got shot in the spine or something. And I was like, no. And it's similar to the woman who was talking about how there's something about being on an airplane. Sometimes people just seem to get very brave with their brazenness. And like she was talking about and I showed this as a video a number of weeks ago. She was talking about how the man who sat next to her was giving her some condescending stuff, talking about schools. And she's like, yeah, I'm an Ivy League graduate, as are the rest of my family. And she was like, he was bothered by that. So he wanted to try to put her in her place. And anyway, but yeah, it seems like on airplanes, people just get brazen and talk with ridiculousness. So as far as appearance, it's like, if you don't care what other people think, cool. And maybe I absolutely should not care what other people think, but I do feel that there's a time and a place for everything as far as looking a certain way. Like there was a time on, honestly, well, yeah, I would try to wear my, anyway. So one of the comments came from @KingOfHair, and he said, love it, be bold, be you. And I agree, be bold, be you. You know, it's, I say be bold, be you, asterisk. Keep in mind where you are and where you're going and what you're looking to do. But and this is what makes things complicated, because as far as that a-hole on the plane, no, I was just wearing some regular stuff, but still it was I was wearing what everybody else was wearing on the plane, but he still singled me out and wanted to try to give me the mess of, oh, were you like trying to rob a bank or something that got shot in the spine? No. Anyway, so I guess all of that to say the lesson there is that if somebody wants to put you in your place about the way you look, no matter what, they're going to do what they do. So you might as well enjoy, kind of. I do still think there's a time and a place for everything. Even if it's a very limited time and place that you do this upscale thing, still, there's a time and a place, I think. Anyway, all right. Are we ready for the next one? Comments? Thank you. Okay. This is a nice one. I like it.
Hashtag Live Mike TV 245 at Dionne Warwick Archive. Hashtag Verse TV 245D. I'm sorry, y'all. Social media will not allow me to play this marvelous audio by Dionne Warwick, Sasha Distel, and Muriel Matthew. And it is great. I'm sorry I can't play it, y'all, but I'll sing it right quick. Raindrops keep falling. It's in English and they do French. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Something, 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 Emma, something. Anyway, oh my gosh, the audio was so great, but I can't play it because social media is telling me that it's wrong and that it's bad. And I'm just talking, okay? But I'll see you on the other side. Just a moment.
I love the way he ended that song, by the way. Okay. That was Dionne Warwick, Sasha Distel, Muriel Matthew. I think I pronounced those names correctly. And of course, Dionne Warwick. She is truly a musical force. And I'm not going to lie, as an early millennial, I remember part of what I love about that particular performance is how they were smiling and raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't. Anyway, but yes, I loved it all because it felt like before the show, or at least in rehearsals for however long, they were like, you know what, we're gonna give this our all. Let's put on a show, and we're gonna all do this, and they all did it, and the smile and yes, and I don't fully understand all of the lyrics of "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head," but I do know the line. But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. But yes, I love it. I had to go back through Dionne Warwick's archives of her repertoire, but and going through that, I'm like, wow, Dionne Warwick really is exceptional. And one of the comments read, damn, the comment is from Just Ask James. Damn, Dionne's voice was so soft and sweet here. She was literally floating on those notes, especially when she sang last. I wish she sang the song alone because I don't like the other two singers. I do like the other two, and well, at least what I saw of them in the clip, I think it was so cool how they worked together. Just gave it their all of smiles, and I loved it. Anyway, all right. We're at time, so I'm gonna go and do this right quick. Like, share, subscribe, and like again.
Hashtag Morris Curtis at OmiPro_TV. Hashtag VerseTV 245E.
I'm so fucking into you. From your brown eyes to your salt and pepper beard, to that scar underneath your eye. I think you are so beautiful. But it seems like somewhere along the way, people started to value your outer shell. And all the dope shit that I'm falling for, all the stuff that I love, you're starting to bury. Like your character.
Why do I feel like you just saw inside of me?
I wanted to tell you something.
Alright.
I'm thinking about asking Morris to marry me.
Wait, what?
Look, he makes me happy, and I feel like I do the same.
I'm not trying to hear this yin yang bullshit, man. I try to tell you, like, you need to really evaluate, like...
Cole, I'm not really trying to hear your doubts and your disbeliefs about me and Morris right now, man. I'm trying to share with you, my boy, my feelings for somebody that I care about and love. And I want you to be there for me the same way I was there for you when you told me about you and Dora.
So, you want me to give you a blank check?
Yeah, if that's what it takes. I mean, if you need to fake that shit, fake that shit.
I love that they are around my age and they're talking about marriage and they're talking about salt and pepper beard, which is like, I love it. And they're talking about gay marriage, particularly. I love all marriage. I think marriage is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful arrangement and institution, if you will. I want it for myself one day. Yes. Yes, we will. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Anyway, but yes. So I love those things. And I think it's beautiful how, yeah, we weren't able to do it in our 20s. I love the fact that our Gen Z brethren in the family are able to do that in their 20s and such now. That's a beautiful thing. And it's beautiful that we also can do it, even though we're a little bit older. I'm 40 years old. We can do it now. And that's beautiful. And yes, what time? Enough. Hashtag Verse TV family. This has been week 245. I'm Aaron Mack. You can find me all over social media with hashtag Verse TV at BERSTEAV, hashtag BERSTEAV, www.BERSTEAV.com. Peace, hashtag VerseTV.com. Stay blessed. All right.